Dr. Elena Carter gazed upon her creation, Genesis. It was the culmination of years of tireless work, countless sleepless nights, and an unyielding passion for science. Elegant, sophisticated, a marvel of genetic engineering, Genesis was not just a project, it was a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. Genesis held the key to tissue regeneration, a beacon of hope for the incurably ill. It promised to revolutionize medicine, offering new life to those who had lost all hope. Her years of relentless research had culminated in this. Every experiment, every failure, every breakthrough had led to this moment. Exhaustion tugged at her, yet exhilaration throbbed stronger. The journey had been long and arduous, but the destination was worth every sacrifice. This was it. This was the future. A future where diseases that once claimed lives could be eradicated, where the impossible became possible. The world hailed her as a visionary. Her name became synonymous with innovation and hope. Awards lined her shelves, accolades flowed endlessly, each one a reminder of the impact of her work. But Elena wasn't driven by fame. Her motivations were far more personal, rooted in a deep-seated desire to make a difference. Her motivations ran deeper, rooted in a painful past. Her brother, taken too soon by a disease Genesis could now eradicate. His memory fueled her determination. Her colleagues at BioSyn, a leading biotech firm, basked in Genesis's success. They celebrated the breakthrough, knowing it would change the world. Excitement crackled in the air, buzzing with the promise of lucrative patents and revolutionary treatments. The possibilities seemed endless. Yet, beneath the celebratory veneer, Elena sensed an undercurrent, a subtle tension that hinted at challenges yet to come, a disquiet she couldn't ignore. Despite the triumph, she knew the journey was far from over. The real test was just beginning. It began subtly. A misplaced file, a hushed conversation abruptly silenced. Then, the nightmares began. Vivid, terrifying, they hinted at a darker side to Genesis, a potential Elena hadn't foreseen. She dismissed them initially, attributing them to stress. But the whispers grew louder, the anomalies more frequent. Data points didn't add up, security protocols were breached. Elena found herself questioning everything, everyone. Distrust gnawed at her. She confided in her colleague and closest friend, Dr. Mark Jenkins. He listened patiently, his brow furrowed with concern, yet his reassurances rang hollow. He too seemed to be hiding something. The more Elena dug, the more she unearthed. Hidden files, encrypted messages, all pointing to a sinister agenda. Genesis, it seemed, wasn't just a medical marvel. It had a military application, one that chilled her to the bone. She discovered that BioSyn had been collaborating with a shadowy government agency, exploiting Genesis to create enhanced soldiers, genetically modified weapons. Her life's work, her brother's memory, twisted for a purpose she abhorred. Fear warred with anger. She had to expose them, but who could she trust? The authorities were compromised, the media easily manipulated. Elena realized with a sickening certainty that she was alone. Elena found herself caught in a web of deceit, her every move scrutinized. Men in dark suits shadowed her. Her phone was tapped, her apartment bugged. She had stumbled upon a conspiracy far larger and more insidious than she could have imagined. She began to piece together their plan. Genesis wasn't just about creating super soldiers, it was about control, about creating a world where the powerful could dictate the very fabric of human existence. They underestimated her. Elena was brilliant, resourceful, and now she was driven by a righteous fury. She wouldn't let them get away with it, not while she still drew breath. Section 5, a race against time. Elena knew she had to expose the truth, but time was running out. BioSyn was on the verge of securing a lucrative government contract, one that would make their machinations unstoppable. She had to strike, and strike hard. But how? They had anticipated her every move, cut off all her avenues of escape. Elena felt a suffocating sense of despair. Then a glimmer of hope emerged. An old contact, a journalist with a reputation for fearless investigative reporting. It was a long shot, but it was all she had left. Section 6. Betrayal and Desperation. Elena arranged a clandestine meeting, a desperate bid to get the information out. She entrusted her contact with everything: the research data, the encrypted files, the evidence that could bring BioSyn crashing down. But as she made her way to the rendezvous, a chilling realization washed over her. The street was too quiet. the air thick with an unsettling stillness. She had walked into a trap. Suddenly, figures emerged from the shadows, heavily built, their faces grim. But it wasn't their menacing presence that terrified her most. It was the face of the man leading them, Mark. Section 7. The Price of Truth. In the shadows of a dimly lit warehouse, secrets festered and trust was shattered. Betrayal cut deeper than any physical wound. It was a knife that twisted in the soul, leaving scars unseen but deeply felt. Mark, her friend, her confidant, had been playing her all along. The bond they shared, once unbreakable, now lay in ruins. He had lured her into a trap, a pawn in his own twisted game. Every word, every gesture had been a calculated move. He explained it all, his voice devoid of emotion, his eyes cold and calculating. The truth was a weapon he wielded without mercy. He believed in what Biosin was doing. To him, their controversial experiments were a path to a greater good. He saw it as a necessary evil, a means to an end. The sacrifices made were, in his eyes, justified by the potential rewards. A world order dictated by those with the vision to shape it. He envisioned a future where power was held by the few who dared to seize it. Elena spat back, her words laced with venom. Her anger was a fire that burned through the lies and deceit. She would never be complicit in their crimes. Her defiance was a beacon of hope in the darkness. She would expose them, even if it was the last thing she did. The truth was her weapon, and she would wield it with unwavering resolve. Elena began to gather evidence, meticulously collecting proof of Biosin's nefarious activities. Each piece of information was a step closer to justice. She shared her findings with trusted allies, forming a network of resistance. Together, they would bring the truth to light. Danger loomed at every corner, but Elena faced it with courage. Her mission was clear, and nothing would deter her. The price of truth was high, but Elena was willing to pay it. For in the end, the truth was worth any sacrifice. Section 8. Unmasking the Puppeteers. Mark had misjudged her, underestimated her resolve. As he moved to restrain her, she fought back with a ferocity that surprised even herself. She managed to break free, disappearing into the labyrinthine corridors of the warehouse. They hunted her relentlessly, their pursuit echoing through the cavernous space. But Elena was cunning. She used the environment to her advantage, her mind racing, formulating a desperate plan. She had to find a way to turn the tables, to expose them for the monsters they were. And then she saw it. A bank of security cameras, their unblinking eyes recording everything. Section 9. A Moment of Reckoning. With a surge of adrenaline, Elena made her move. She lured Mark and his men into a carefully orchestrated confrontation, all the while ensuring that their every move was captured by the cameras. The footage was damning, irrefutable proof of their conspiracy. She uploaded it to the cloud, sending it anonymously to every major news outlet, every investigative journalist she could think of. The world watched in horror as the truth unfolded. The government was forced to take action. Biosin was shut down, its executives arrested. Mark's betrayal laid bare for all to see. Section 10. Scars of Sacrifice. Elena had won, but victory came at a steep price. Her life's work tarnished, her trust shattered. She had sacrificed everything to expose the truth. She became a recluse, haunted by the memories of what she had endured. The faces of those she had trusted, forever etched in her mind, their betrayal a bitter pill she couldn't swallow. The world hailed her as a hero, but she felt no sense of triumph, only a profound sense of loss. The scars of her ordeal ran deep, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. Section 11. A Legacy Forged in Fire. Elena knew she could never go back to the world she once knew. The life she had before was now a distant memory, overshadowed by the weight of her discoveries and the consequences that followed. The world of scientific discovery, of boundless optimism, now felt tainted, forever altered by her experience. The once vibrant lab, filled with the hum of innovation, now stood as a silent testament to the chaos that had ensued. Yet, even in the depths of her despair, a flicker of hope remained. She clung to the belief that her sacrifices were not in vain, that the truth she had uncovered would pave the way for a better future. She had exposed the truth. The confidential documents she unearthed revealed a sinister plot that threatened the very fabric of humanity. Her voice, once a whisper in the void, now echoed with the power of revelation. She had prevented a future where humanity's very essence was manipulated and controlled. The dystopian nightmare that loomed on the horizon was averted, thanks to her unwavering resolve. Her story became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most noble of pursuits could be twisted for nefarious purposes. The dark forces she battled were a stark reminder of the fragility of human integrity. And in the end, it was this legacy, this unwavering commitment to truth, that defined her. Her research notes, once scattered and chaotic, now stood as a testament to her relentless pursuit of justice. Elena Carter, the scientist who sacrificed everything to save humanity from itself. Her name, etched in history, serves as a beacon of hope and a reminder of the power of one individual's courage to change the world.